India is on a mission. It wants to become a major player in semiconductors. Semiconductors are like tiny brains inside our electronics. They are in our phones, cars, and refrigerators. India's goal is to make these chips at home. Prime Minister Modi wants India's electronics sector to be worth $500 billion by 2030. Building semiconductors is complex and expensive. This is where partnerships come in. India is teaming up with countries like Taiwan and the US. Taiwan is like the rock star of the semiconductor world. It's home to some of the biggest and best chip makers like TSMC. Everyone wants to work with them. India wants in on this action, partnering with Taiwanese companies to learn the trade, building India's first big chip factory. The US is the reliable best friend of the semiconductor industry. Tons of experience and technology. It's all about balance. The world relies heavily on Taiwan. The US wants to spread the love. They see India as a stable partner. Let's talk about China. They are like the elephant in the room when it comes to semiconductors. China has been in the game for a while now. They've invested heavily in building their own semiconductor industry. Now, China is still playing catch-up with the big players like TSMC, but they are learning fast and making big strides. India can learn a thing or two from China's journey. China shows that with enough effort and investment, it's possible to become a force in semiconductors. Of course, India and China are also competitors, but that doesn't mean they can't learn from each other. India's strategic alliance with the US. Remember how we talked about balance? The US is a bit wary of China's growing influence in the semiconductor world. They want to make sure no one country has too much power. That's where India comes in. The US sees India as a key partner in this balancing act. They are working together to strengthen the global supply chain for semiconductors. The US has even put some restrictions on selling certain technologies to China. This is partly to slow down China's progress in areas like artificial intelligence. This situation presents a golden opportunity for India. American companies are looking for new places to manufacture their chips. India, with its open arms and friendly policies, is ready to welcome them. India's advantages in the semiconductor race. India has a few aces up its sleeve when it comes to semiconductors. First, labor costs in India are relatively low. This is a big draw for companies looking to save money on manufacturing. Second, India has a young and increasingly skilled workforce. They have a whole generation of tech-savvy youngsters ready to roll up their sleeves. Third, the Indian government is super supportive of the semiconductor dream. They are investing heavily in infrastructure and offering incentives to attract foreign investment. Finally, India has a massive domestic market. With a population larger than China's, there are a lot of potential customers for those made in India chips. The road ahead. Challenges and opportunities for India. India's semiconductor journey is like climbing Mount Everest. It's going to be challenging, but the view from the top is incredible. There will be obstacles along the way. One of the biggest challenges is attracting enough skilled talent. Building semiconductors requires highly specialized knowledge. India needs to invest in education and training to bridge this skills gap. Another challenge is building a robust supply chain within India. Right now, India relies heavily on imports for semiconductor materials and equipment. Despite the challenges, the future looks bright for India's semiconductor ambitions. With the right partnerships, investments, and a dash of determination, India can carve its place in the global semiconductor landscape. As India navigates its semiconductor journey, the global impact is significant. India's rise could diversify the global supply chain, reducing dependency on key players. This could stabilize prices and ensure a consistent chip supply, crucial for smartphones to cars. Moreover, it could drive technological innovation. India's software talent, combined with a growing semiconductor ecosystem, could advance AI, 5G, and IoT. Economically, it could create jobs and boost GDP. Socially, it offers new educational and career opportunities, setting the stage for future tech leaders. India's semiconductor aspirations are a global endeavor,